Jared Polin, Fro Knows Photo.com, here with a package, and it says it's from Sigma USA, and it's coming to me. What could it be? I know what's in here, but let's do it, and let's talk about it. Do it. By do it, I mean open the box. Got my trusty knife here, Swiss Army knife, which I can fly with. Not really, but when they forget to check for it. So we're opening this. This is the first item that Sigma has sent to me. It even uses Sigma tape. I like Sigma tape. So Sigma has been kind enough to send me this lens to play with, to test out, so I can bring a full review to you. So first off, there's air. Oh yeah, Sigma air. Love it. More Sigma air. And here we go. This is what is in there. It's a Sigma 70-200 2.8 version 2. It's their APO EXGG macro lens. So, this is a cool lens. I've been looking for it, and I just, yep, make sure it's for Nikon. HSM motors, hypersonic motors, yeah. You gotta love hypersonic motors. I need to say it with more intensity. Hypersonic motors, yeah! Alright, so, I've been recommending this lens for a lot of people because I love my Nikon version 2, VR version 2, but it's a $2,300 lens. And people just starting out need a 70-200 2.8. It is great for sports, great for portraits, great for concerts, all around just a solid lens for blowing out your background in terms of bokeh. You know, you want that nice blown out effect in the background, and this is an affordable way to do it. This is an affordable way to get you into the game and spend a little bit more money than a 70-300. So I've done this before where Gizzy ended up buying the 70-200 version 2 instead of buying a 70-300 Nikon. It's $300 more, but this lens is going to retain its value longer than the other one, and you're going to get much better quality images with the 70-200 2.8. Sure, it's not as long as the 70-300, but I rather have the low light capability and I rather have the non-variable aperture 2.8 all the way through than to have the 70-300. When you put this on a DX camera, like a D3100 or a D3000, D7000 also, any of them, it's going to autofocus because it has the hypersonic motors, yeah, and it's also going to give you a 100 to 300 2.8 equivalent because of the crop factor. This will also work, well, you can get a Canon mount as well. Here is some paperwork. Jared Polin, we are pleased that, you don't want to hear that. So they do come with warranty cards. You also get the nice case that you probably won't use very often because it's just a case. And then, let's look at this lens. And let's see what it smells like, being that it came from Sigma themselves. Oop. Oh yeah. Ooh, that smell. Nice lens hood. But I'm intrigued with this smell. It's like a foamy smell, but a good foam. Not like foam soap, but foam. Lens hood with the flower shape. It's always good to use that lens hood no matter what. Nice feeling lens. Very nice looking. The first thing I will do when I shoot is this. I will not be using this. This is in the way. I do not want it. But lens collar, it does come off. And it does go back on. So, very nice feeling. It's lighter than the Nikon a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much, you know, the same design. I can't tell you optically yet the differences, but you know, we'll see how this works with macro. We'll see how this works with in low light situations because I'm going to be using this at a concert to test it out. But all in all, nice smooth, nice focus. It's built well. It feels like it's built well, and optically we're going to see what we get. But you know, this gives you a little bit of macro, it gives you the nice zoom, it gives you the 2.8 that you're looking for. Oh yeah! Gosh, that's a smell. Oh, it smells like a Smurf. Like Papa Smurf. Not that I know what Papa Smurf smells like. The only one that knows what Papa Smurf smells like is probably that female Smurf. What was she called? Smurfette? Did she have a name? I don't even know. But anyway, I will be testing this lens out shooting a concert with it, probably shooting a portrait or two using Lil as a subject, and then we're going to see what happens. We're going to let you know what we think of this, but I have good expectations for this. I think it's going to do well. I almost did my outro again, but you know what? We'll be back with more tests and where I'm shooting this at what concert. See ya. Here we are. We are at the Electric Factory in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I'll be shooting the Hooters tonight. That's right, the world famous Hooters. Some great music that they've created over the years, so you need to check that out. Google Hooters the band. Don't Google Hooters, because you may find some very interesting things. I'll put a link up so you can't find the wrong thing. But I am here to test out the Sigma 70-200 HSM hypersonic motors. Yeah! Test out this 70-200 lens. I'm going to use the D3000. I may switch to the D3S depending on the lighting situations, but I want to try to keep this as true to life as possible for what you guys would be shooting at if you had a D3000, D3100, D7000, Canon T2i, Canon D60, or 60D, not D60. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to test out this lens, see what we get. So far so good, nice fast focusing, but we will review the pictures after the show, and that's about it. We will see you after the break. See ya. So we're here with the world famous Ed Abrams. He's known all around the world for, what are you known for, Ed?
I don't want to say.
Come on. What was his name?
I don't remember.
Well,
I'm pleading the fifth.
you're pleading the fifth. So
Taking
Ed,
the fifth.
It's not true, none of it.
None of it's true. None of it's true.
anyway, so this is Ed. Ed is guitar teching tonight, but Ed is a master of many trades,
Absolutely.
right?
It couldn't be more truthful.
So why don't you say hi to the Fro Nose photo readers?
Hi, Frono's photo readers.
That's
Must be awesome to know Fro. He is legendary, both here and afar, and probably other planets.
other planets as well.
Yet many other planets, other galaxies, other universes. Even the dead know him. It's awesome. He was Jerry Garcia's personal pan pizza man.
I did. That was good.
He was awesome. So hope you guys have a good holidays, and we'll see you soon. I've got to go now.
Bye, Ed.
Bye, Ed.
Check, check, check. sun was out of reach. Empty lake, empty streets, the sun goes down low. I'm driving by your house, though I know you're not home, but I can see you. Your brown skin shining in the sun. You got your hair combed back and your sunglasses on, baby. Turn. I can tell you my love for you. Go to my left. Still be strong after the boys of summer have gone. I need some more piano, please,
Jared Polin back with the Sigma 70-200 2.8 version 2 lens image rundown. So I have all the sample images here on the screen. So I did a lot of shooting. I shot a concert. I shot a basketball game, both using a D3000 until I got really tired of it and not being able to shoot what I wanted to really shoot, and then switched over to the D3S. So let's just look at the images. There's some where I have the the 70-200 versus the Nikon 70-200. They're not obviously the same pictures because I did not take them at the same time, but I'm going to give you my feedback on the lens while going through these images and just basically showing you these color-corrected images. So this is with the D3000. And also, I'm going to give you all the high-res images. I will put them up on Flickr so you can play with them and look at them and see for yourself what you really think. So this is backstage at the Electric Factory. 1/50th of a second at 2.8 ISO 800 in the D3000. Now, there's no image stabilization in this lens. I don't think it's necessary to spend the whatever Sigma's charging for the iOS lens or the optical stabilization that they offer. In my mind, you're better off, if you're going to spend that money, you should just buy the Nikon. In this case, for $800, I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. So this is at a 50th of a second. You can see it's pretty sharp. The colors are very nice. I color corrected my RAW file, and it handled it very well. As you know, I am not a super duper, uber duper, major, like, pixel piper, popper, whatever you want to call it. I don't peek into these pixels and say, oh, this lens is terrible in the corners. And you know what? If it acts well, it looks good, it takes a good picture, and these files look good to me, then that's what makes a good lens. So just trying things out here. 1/125th of a second, 800. You can see some different things going on in here. What is that? And there we have just different lighting situations. So it handled the light very well, and I'm happy with that. Nice color, nice everything like that. The limitations here are the D3000. I would go above 800. 1600 tends to look bad. There's a little bit of motion going on here. It's, he's moving, and at a 60th of a second, I am forced to try to handhold that. And any movement on the subject's part or my part I was only at 70, so it wasn't that bad in terms of zooming. But I'm happy with the pictures and the color. This is testing out the macro feature. It's just basically a close focus option. And here you have the close focusness of the pedal. Here's another one. Nice color, nice representation. I'm happy with what it's giving me there. Worst light situation, 1600 in the D3000. Not very good, but you can see that it is still sharp, even though it's grainy. Oops. Undo, move back over. Even though it's grainy, the image is still good. Same thing here. The image is sharp on John here, but the D3000, you can see how it is. But the images are working well. Again, D3000, color's fine, grain is terrible. D3000, same thing. D3000. Let's skip these and let's get right into the good stuff. Here we go in the D3S. Now we're shooting at 5000 ISO. This is as sharp as can be. This is very good. This is on par with the 70-200. What I was thinking when I was shooting this stuff is that everything was right on. It really looked just like I was using the 70 to 200. I couldn't tell the difference, even when I switched over to the 70 to 200, that there was that much of a difference at this time in this lighting situation. Now, when I was shooting basketball, I could notice a little bit in terms of focus because of the speed is better in the Nikon VR2, but it's also a $2,300 lens. It's 3 times as much money as that lens. But you can see right here how much cleaner and nicer the images are. Nice and sharp. This is what I'm looking for in a lens. Same thing. Nice colors. It represents the colors very well. Even in this tough lighting, you know, this light is very tough. This one was even tougher. I just left it colored just to show you what was going on here. But look, it picked up all this dust. It picked up everything. And the bokeh and the out of focus areas are looking very nice. As we keep going, more of this, more of the same, you know, just showing you different things. Really sharp, focused in on the hand that's playing the guitar. Same thing here. Nice bokeh here. Look at the out of focus area, even at 5,000. Oh, I'm at 8,000 ISO now. So just showing you what the colors look like. So it's representing very well. The focus was very good. It's fast. It seemed to be built very well. It's nice colors. So I'm just going to blow through this a little more. I like that. I like what it's doing. Now we get into the live show, and you can see the black and whites look very good. See here, look how sharp this is right on the eye. Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is a great thing. That means the lens is doing its job. That and the focus is doing its job, and I'm focusing in the right place. But that is showing me that this is a capable lens. People ask, should I get the 80 to 200 Nikon 2.8, which is already a 10, 11 year, it's about a 10-year-old lens. I bought it in 99. It was the very first pro lens that I bought. And I think that the Sigma's better in terms of focusing speed now because it has the internal focusing motors, and it's just a lot newer. I'm very happy with this image. Very happy with what the lens is doing. You can see how sharp it is right here. Same thing. This is the last one I did with the 70 to 200. Very nice separation, very nice quality. Very happy with it. Then obviously we move into I moved into the 24 to 70. But let me see if I can pull up one here with the 70 to 200. Because I know I did some samples with it. So here's some samples. I mean, you really can't tell in this lighting environment the difference. So really, it handled itself very well, and this is a prime example of it. So that is shooting the Hooters, and let's jump into the next set, which is from that basketball game that I shot. So here we go. Basketball pictures. It handled very well. I didn't think it was as sharp as the Nikon, and I'll show you why at the end. Just action, fast-moving action was where it ran into trouble. But you can see here that it did very well. And 4,000 ISO. This is at 82 millimeters. It handled very well. I'm happy with the color. I'm happy with the quality. I'm happy with how the images look. You know, maybe some of them could have been shot better, but you can see right in here, it's not as sharp as I would want it to be. That may be focus or a little bit of movement. But let's jump into what the 70 to 200 Nikon was doing. I like, you can see the difference in the sharpness. In my mind, at least, you can see it. Like right here in the face when it focused. See that? It just seems like nice separation, nice focus. And that's just coming from using the much new, well, not much newer, but the $2,300 lens. Hi, Dad. My dad reffing the game. Anyway, bringing it back. I know I had to bring this file back pretty far, but these are nice basketball shots. I am very happy with the sharpness and quality of what I was able to get out of, well, obviously both lenses, but this is about the 70 to 200 Sigma. It handled very well for $800. It's a great addition. And let me go to one final thing just to show some bokeh, some other things like that, and we will be right back with that. And here's the last little set that I did, just testing it out. So here we have the D3000 with the 70 to 200 Sigma, photographing Lil just sitting there late at night in the dark, 1/40th of a second, 2.8, ISO 800 shot at 70 millimeters. So obviously breaking the rules, shooting at a 40th of a second, but this is more representative of what a lot of people out there may have, and that's the D3000, which doesn't handle light very well. We know it's 1600, but the lens is doing very well here. Everything looks good. Lil looks nice and sharp, even at a 40th of a second, handheld shot with the Sigma. Then I wanted to try out its close focusing a little bit. So I was, say, 30 inches away. It was a little more than 2 feet where I could get the focus locked, and this is what I came up with. It's very sharp right about here. And then here's the nice blown out area. It's nice and soft, and it looks good. There's nothing to rip on here. Same thing. Did I even color? Yeah, I think I did. You can see it's nice and sharp right here on the Yeti, Blue Yeti microphone, and the background is nice and blown out. This is to show you the focus on the focus right there. So very nice for the close focus. You know, it's a close thing to macro. It's not true macro, but it's handling very well. People always want to look in the corners. The corners look pretty good to me. It doesn't look like much vignetting, but everything looks fine. And then finally, just a wider shot just to show you the stuff in the background, how it handles the blown out area. So we're focused in right here. You can see the nice focus area all the way up through the Blue Yeti microphone and through the background. So that wraps up the sample images, which I'm going to post a handful of the sample images up there on the Flickr in full res exports from Lightroom, from the RAW file, from the 70-200 2.8 version 2 Sigma, which is, I believe, an $800 lens. And I will be back with a final wrap-up of the lens right after this. Now, it is time for the moment of truth for this lens, the Sigma 70-200 2.8 version 2. You've seen the review, you've seen me use the lens, you've seen me unbox the lens, you've seen me review the high-res images from this lens. And what do I think? It still smells like Papa Smurf, but what do I think? For $800, would I suggest you buy this lens? Here's the answer. Absolutely. If you are on a DX body and you're not going full frame anytime soon, this is going to be a killer lens for the $800 that it costs. It's fast focusing. It may not be as fast as the highest end Nikon, which is a $2,300 lens, but it's going to be better than the 80-200 Nikon ED, which is still selling for the same price, if not more, than this Sigma lens. It's built very well. It feels like it focuses very well. It feels built very well. Nice smooth zoom ring. It comes with the lens hood. It has a fine cap with the pushy, the pushy things in the middle, which Canon doesn't even offer. Comes with the lens collar, all for $800 US. That's good to me. It was sharp where it needed to be sharp. It worked well in a concert environment, which is something that's very important to me, even on the D3000. Of course, the D3000 is one of those cameras that's like this now, but it handled very well. And shooting in a tough environment like a concert, it matched what the 70-200 Nikon was doing. It was just as sharp, in my opinion, looking at the samples on the screen, the way that I look at test shots. You know that I don't look at charts and fall-offs and things like that. I look at the results, and I'm not zooming into 8,000% onto the computer to see if the image is, possibly off by a little bit. I know what I'm looking at. If it matches what I look at when I see my Nikon 70-200 2.8 VR, then it's doing well. It did its job. Must buy. Under DX camera, this is one of the first 2 or 3 lenses you should have, if not the first lens. I like to say the 70-200 should be in there. I always say that 35-1.8, a wide angle, which we're going to figure out which one soon enough when I review a few more. But the 70-200, great for portraits, great for sports, great for anything action, great even with this little macro feature, which is basically a close focusing feature. It does a great job. This is going to work on your Nikon. They make a version for Canon. They probably make a version for Sony. Must buy at $800. And another reason it's a must buy, yes, it's $300 more expensive than, say, a 70-300 Nikon or a 70-300 Canon, But remember that a 2.8 lens is going to maintain its value. So in 2 years or longer, when you go to sell this, it's still going to be worth no less than, I would say, $600. You're basically renting this lens for $200. Do you know how much money this is going to make you? Good glass makes you money because it gets you those pictures that you need to get. And this Sigma lens serves its purpose for $800 and gets the job done very well. I'm not going to say I was uber duper surprised, but I was pretty surprised how it handled at the concert and did a great job there. So yes, this is a top buy if you're on a DX camera. If you're on an FX camera or going full frame, that's when you invest the money in the Hebrew Trinity and stick with the brands, stick with the Canon or stick with the Nikon. But moving up, T2i, T1i, 60D, 7D, Nikon, D3000, 3100, 5000, D300 even, D7000. This is the must buy. I'm going to leave it at that. Sigma 70-200 2.8 version 2. Thumbs up. Jared Poland, Fro knows photo.com. See ya.